Hey guys, welcome back to Whiskey Blooded. It's been 3 weeks. Sorry for bailing on you guys for the last couple weeks. I have no excuse. I've just been busy and I haven't gotten back to the videos. So I think I'm going to try to do them about every 2 weeks going forward because doing it once a week just becomes a lot. So I figured, I was looking through and I have all these different requests of what you guys want to review. I figured I would do something that everyone's seen or maybe tried or can get their hands on. Because I look back through and I've reviewed different Four Roses products, but I've never reviewed the Four Roses Small Batch, which is probably their most popular Four Roses bottle. So I would love to review this one for you guys today. So that's what we're going to do. My name is Dave. This is Whiskey Blooded. Thanks for joining me here today. This is going to be fun as always. So if you haven't looked at the channel before, or if this is your first time watching a video, what we normally will do is we'll talk about the whiskey, then we're going to pour it. We're going to look at the color, we're going to nose it, we're going to taste it, tasting notes, and then a final score out of 100. So this is Four Roses Small Batch. You can pick it up in Michigan for about $28 to $29. It comes in a cool bottle with a glass etching on the front. I really like the bottle of, or the look of this bottle. Let's crack right into it. So they're a very old distillery, very popular distillery. Here in Michigan, it's one that we can find. All the Four Roses products are available in our state and people like them. I've reviewed the Four Roses single barrel before, but never this small batch. And I'll give a nice healthy pour of this because I'm actually, this bottle is probably 8 months old or so, 6 to 8 months old, and I figure it's time to actually start cracking into it more. So this is the Four Roses Small Batch. Oh, and by the way, today I'm wearing my Michigan hat. So for those of you that don't know, I went to school there, and I finally have something to brag about with Michigan a little bit. So I'm wearing my Michigan hat in honor of the game this weekend where we will crush and devour Michigan State in a football match. So if any of you are Michigan fans, then you are automatically on my good list. And if I ever have whiskey tastings, you're invited. So let's go through the color on this one. Actually, let's do the color for this guy here. So there's your color. It's got this golden amber color. Decently light in color. To read you a little bit about what this one says, the 4 original and proprietary bourbons used to create this small batch bourbon are expertly selected and mingled by our master distiller to reward you with a mellow symphony of sweet, fruity aromas and rich, spicy flavors. This is a 90 proof, which means 45% alcohol by volume. It's their small batch Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. So, like I said, I do like the bottle. It's one of my more favorite bottles. I actually like it more than their single barrel bottle, so I like the bottle a lot. Now, as for the nose on this one, and this bourbon has tremendous value at about $29. The nose definitely reflects some of that spicy. So right off the nose, I'm getting a little bit of the rye notes. I always mean to post rye or mash bills here, but I believe this one's a little higher on the mash bill than some bourbons. So I get some of that rye smell. I get some of those spicy notes, those spicy fruit. A little bit of mint. Like a spicy cherry smell to it. And then a lot of those characteristic bourbon smells. The toasted oak, the vanilla, the caramel. But some nice rye spice to the nose. As for the taste, it's not real big on the mouthfeel, meaning it's not sticking into your mouth and holding there. But it's very well balanced. Very well balanced. It's sweet up front, caramel, vanilla up front, and then in the middle, it starts to open up with the rye. It starts to open up into toasted oak. It starts to open up into some dark cherry flavors for me, spicy cherry, dark cherry, a little bit of cinnamon, and then through the finish it stays a little bit heated and it kind of combines those two together. At the very end I get some more of those like floral notes, the vanilla obviously coming through again at the end, so some of those sweeter notes, vanilla, apple, some of that spice, the oak, like a green apple, a pear taste at the end. So those are coming through, and that's part of that rye taste. Some of those sweeter and spicier notes, I believe, that are setting in. You know, overall, it's well balanced. It's smooth drinking for a 90 proof because it's got a good balance between spicy and sweet, and it's like I said, it's tremendous value. It's not expensive at all. So I do like the value on this one. What do I think about it as an overall score? I mean, it's good stuff. All the Four Roses products I like. There's not one that I don't like. So when you see me reviewing Four Roses, you probably know what you're going to get. As for compared to the single barrel, now if we're setting price aside, the single barrel is one of my favorites. It does all these things but better. But for this small batch and for the price point it's at, it's a good drinkable whiskey, good drinkable bourbon. You can put it in a drink, but it's good on its own. It's still completely drinkable on its own. Might be a little too much for a beginner drinker, but for any amateur slash more experienced, or for any slightly seasoned bourbon drinker, it's going to give you a little bit more than just, for example, just like a Woodford. So I do like it. Price point's great and everything there too. So I'm going to give it like a solid 90 out of 100. Doesn't put it in that excellent category for me because there's nothing that just screams I need to have it, but it definitely hits all of my things that give it a good score. Good price point, good bottle, good look, good taste, readily available, which as you guys know is part of what I look for in ratings is if you can actually get it. Readily available, cool bottle, good balance, good taste. You can find it anywhere. At almost any bar they're going to have this. And not any bar, but any bar that has any kind of whiskey selection. Yeah, that's what I think of the Four Roses small batch. Now, so as for my next review, which I'm going to do not next weekend, but I'll do it in 2 weeks, I was going to do, I mentioned someone wanted me to review the Whistle Pig that I bought, one of their ryes, I think it's a 12-year-old. Now I'm going to hold on that for a little bit because I haven't yet wrapped my head around it. I just opened the bottle and I just can't get it right. Sometimes I like it and sometimes I don't like it. So I am going to let it sit for a little bit and see if that changes anything for me. So I think I'll probably hold on that one for maybe about a month and continue to kind of develop on it and see if there's anything that changes for me. So if you have any suggestions for 2 weeks from now, let me know. I don't know what you guys are looking for. I've given up on the antique collection stuff. I think I've mentioned that before. I am not going to, if I happen to find one, great, but I'm not taking time off work to go pick up bottles the day I think they come in. This year I'm going to hold fast on my antique collection stuff, and the best I've got is an Elijah Craig, and that was a couple of years ago. I got one of the antique collections a couple of years ago. So I'm just going to see how things go, and if I happen to find one, I happen to find one. So try to stay away from those recommendations. If I get one, I'm absolutely going to review it, but try to stay away from those recommendations and lean towards things that are non-antique collection. So I will be back in 2 weeks. I look forward to reading your guys' comments, and down below every video you can leave your comments. I try to reply to almost all of them that I can, especially if they're directed at me. If you do the tag thing back at me, the comment section, it actually notifies me. So reference me in your comment section if you want me to try to answer something, or if you have any concerns or questions that you want to go over about the channel. So thanks again for joining me, guys. Thanks for continuing to follow, and I look forward to continuing our whiskey journey together. Have a great day. Have a great week. Have a happy Halloween. Go blue. And I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Later.